So this is a book that I made using Graphic 45s. I did not make this book itself. The book is a Graphic 45 binder that comes just black or white or whatever. So I did not construct the book. It was a nice book to use without having to construct. And what I just did was decorated it and added a few things. So there isn't any tutorial on this. The paper I used for this is Simple Stories Great Escape, and it's all nature based, and it's really pretty paper. And what I'm using it for is Kathy and Mike and Bill and I took a few days to go to Milford, Pennsylvania, which is just a beautiful area in Pennsylvania, and all those pictures are going to go in here. So this is the cover. This was a cut apart, and I just cut the center out. I mounted it, put it on chipboard, and made a frame for us. All these little things here are chipboard pieces that came with the collection, and then these frames are stickers that came with the collection, and I just put some of the paper underneath it, and this is just one sheet of paper that came with the collection. So that's the front, this is the side, the spine, and then this is the back. And Simple Vintage Great Escape, that's the name of the collection. So when you open it up, you could see that it's a binder. And over here, I added a pocket, and then this piece here, I cut out from one of the papers. I fussy cut that, and of course I put it on chipboard. And then this is just a cut apart that I'm going to use as a photo mat. And then when you come over here, this is just two pieces of ephemera and a piece of chipboard that I added to this pocket. Now this pocket already existed in this binder. So all of these pages in this binder were black, and they came with it. And there's some pages I didn't even use because they had a lot. It came with these dividers, so I didn't really need to use them as dividers. So on this side, again, you have another pocket. This was all, these were pieces of ephemera that I put on chipboard. That's a little pocket. And then over here, what I did was I added this, which is just a trifold. I put this as a cut apart, and then I left the top open so that you could put some photos in there. And again, that was added onto this plain sheet of paper that came with the binder. And then I left this blank so I could put a picture here. I put mats here so I could put two pictures there. When you open it up, again, a place for a couple of photos. This was a cut apart that I just put on a booklet that I made, and there's room for more photos. Obviously, these are not pocket pages. This I thought was really pretty. I left it the way it is so I could put a photo in here, and you could still see part of the paper. Here they had these little squares that I just cut out, and I put them on chipboard, and I just glued them in kind of a haphazard design, and then added these little enamel dots and made a belly band out of them. So this is another photo mat. And then this is just a place for a photo. Adventures Fill Your Soul, that's a tuck spot. And then this here is a piece of chipboard from the collection. This is a cut apart, and then this opens up. And I got this idea from Michelle Allen. She did it in a book. I also did it in a book called Ocean Blue by Graphic 45. So I did this. So you open it up, and there's a spot for a picture here, a spot for a picture here, down here, and then this is a little tuck spot here, and that's a little pocket in there. I thought that was a pretty design that she had. And then when you turn the page, this is just a spot for a photo. These were stickers. That was a piece of chipboard. this again, the pocket came with it. And Wander was a piece of chipboard. This was just a piece of ephemera, another cut apart. That's pretty paper. And then over here, again, this pocket came with it, was part of the binder. And then this is just a little booklet I made, just putting a couple of pieces of design paper and a piece of chipboard, and then that becomes a little binder in the pocket. Now here, they actually had this going like a flap, and the flap went all the way to the edge. I just cut it, added a cut apart, and then when you open it up, there's a spot for photos, so it's kind of a spread. And then on this side, Kathy had a die that makes this little three pocket thing. That's cute. And I just put a cut apart in it. I love the little grasshopper. And then you could just put a bunch of stuff in there. It's a little cut apart. And then finally on the back cover, I just made a very typical waterfall. So it's nothing unusual. It's just plain waterfall. And this closes like this. And again, they had a bunch of these plain black sheets that I did not use, but you could see that it's getting kind of thick, and I wanted to have spaces for photos, so I could always add those pages if I want to at the end. And that's the book.